Hey, y'all, and welcome to day 15 of the WSOP and to the fourth annual WSOP in All Vegas Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pliscota, aka the White Oprah of the poker community. Thank you, David Beckauer, for titling me that because it just tickles my funny bone. I used to live in Chicago when Oprah was just on the local TV channels there, and I never missed a minute of her show. And then, of course, she went syndicated, and I'm not sure if it was the best thing for the audience, but it certainly was for her. So I get a chuckle every time I think about that comment. Anyway, please be reminded that we will always try to give the most updated and accurate information possible, but we are human and information that is always fluid in the poker world. So make sure you double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And please correct us if we're wrong. We want to make it right. And thank you for that. I'm trying to get Isaac up here. Doesn't I'm not sure if it's working or not this morning, but we're going to roll with it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Sherry Pliscota 9212. It is free of charge. You can find all of our recordings of our spaces and the interviews I've done. Probably have that updated till day 14 this afternoon. I just got a message literally seconds before I went on air that my IT guy has caught up. So I'll get those uploaded today, hopefully. Be reminded, we are having the meetup game at the Bellagio on June 26th at 2 p.m. It is a cash game, and the great folks at the Bellagio, Sean McCormick, Craig Larson, are providing pizza for us, and it's good pizza. I just might say it's yummy, and it's a nice treat when you're playing poker for sure. Just ask the other people that crash our party and steal our pizza. Anyway, it is kind of funny when they lurk over and try to sneak pieces when they're not in the meetup game crowd, but that's it is what it is. Also, the Quilt for Charity fundraisers ongoing. Please consider making a tax deductible donation via the link to the Poker Gives charity. Feed the Homeless program. A $10 donation gets you one ticket, and a $25 donation gets you five tickets. Don't miss out on your chance to win this one of a kind autographed t shirt quilt, which I might add is pretty cool if I say so myself. And I know that I'm going to be getting some more autographs on it when I get into town. And I can't wait to see who I run into and who comes over to the WPA booth when I'm set up there to get autographs. And yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. Hey, Isaac, how are you? Uh-oh. It shows listener now. Uh-oh. Hey, Joey, how are you?
Good morning, Sherry. I am awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, congrats on cashing. You
Thank
cashed that
you.
$600 PLO deep stack for $1,261. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so this was my bracelet event number two. And when I say it was the who's who of poker, because there wasn't much going on. So we had Foxen in there, we had Negrano in there. I mean, it was an international crowd too. And we just held our own. We built up a nice stack early, and then we sat on it. And bubble didn't last too long, but it was a great ride. And in the end, I had that dream spot that we all want. I flop a set of aces. We're in PLO. I flop a set of aces. The chip leader flops a set of tens. He doesn't know it because I snuck in with my aces. And on the turn, the board got a little scary, so I pot it. He shoves over the top. I insta click, and he goes, "Oh shit, you got aces?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Huh, the only thing that's going to save me is an eight," because he had a gut shot draw. And sure enough, an eight comes on the river.
Oh,
But we like that,
oh,
We'll take that every day, all day long.
right,
So,
right.
uh, but it felt good to, it, one bullet. So I am satisfied. So we're positive EV and bracelet events so far this year, which I love.
Good for you. That's awesome. Congrats.
Mm,
Congrats. Congrats.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Absolutely. And we're going to get to Joey's lesson today, which is the game selection is a skill. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. And Isaac is still desperately trying to get up here. He gets the microphone, then all of a sudden he goes back down to listeners. So I'm not sure what's going on other than IT stuff, and I know it's frustrating. I want to give a little shout out to my friends Keith and Stephanie Napier, good friends of mine. I used to co-host Flophouse Radio with Keith. We're mourning the death of his mom, Anita Napier. Sending them hugs and prayers for sure. They're in my thoughts and prayers for sure. Um, I'm working on a contest alluded to yesterday, but before I do that, I'm going to see if I can get Isaac on here. Isaac, are you there?
Oh, I am.
Oh no, you sound like you're in the Matrix. No. Oh yeah, give it another shout. Oh, yikes. It's so annoying. Isaac, are you there? Or did you crash out completely now? I think you crashed out. I'll keep on going. I alluded to it yesterday that I'm working on a little contest for the fun of it. And I am waiting today to see. I put out a request from somebody to give us some prizes for the contest. And if I don't hear from them today, I will be doing something different as far as the prizes for that contest. But it's basically going to be I think I have 16, 15 photographs of people when they were younger or babies, and you have to identify who they are. And they are definitely folks associated with our spaces. And there are some tricky things that I placed in there purposefully and some fun things as well. So as soon as I get that sewed up as far as the prizes are concerned, we will get that out so everybody can start having some fun trying to identify who the pictures are. And let me tell you, there are some amazing pictures, some fun pictures, and you're like, and some that you're like, oh my God, what was the mom thinking? But, that's what it's all about. Those home pictures are always, always a blast. Little shout out to Barry. He played the TOE tournament over at the Aria yesterday. I didn't see his results. It doesn't mean they're not up on his page. I just didn't get to it this morning. So if anybody wants to look that up, please do and let us know. Little shout out to Nikki P. He ran into Victoria yesterday and apologized. And shook her hand. And I guess they both had a few nice words with each other. So kudos to you, Nikki P, for, handing over that olive branch, as they say. Um, I also remind everybody that TJ Reid is going to be with us today, and he's going to be going out to play a tournament. So we're going to kind of talk fast so we can get everything in we want to ask him about for sure. And tomorrow, Dibbs will be with us. Josh Dibble will join us and tell us all about his Edge app and all the stuff that he's into. It's going to be a great show as well. So looking forward to that one. Joey, did you see that there was another 4 card flop yesterday?
There was buzz all over the shoe about it. It's like, how is this even possible? Like, what? Does Kopak have to recall all their cards? Because it's like, it's not, you can't even say it's human in there. It's just
It
insane.
is what it is. And, and in this case, the dealer felt like they knew what card was the burn card, and I guess it was the queen. And so the dealer just put the queen as the burn card and put the other 3 cards as the flop and just kept the hand going. So I'm not sure if I don't think in the rule it says that if the dealer can identify the card, then they can go with it. I don't know. I don't know. I just know another 4 card flop came.
Yeah, this is it's an epidemic now.
Yeah. And then she didn't even do what the rule says. And I need to go back and look if the rule states that if the dealer can identify the burn card, then it's okay for them to, burn it and continue. Or if it is no matter, does the rule state no matter what, that 4 card flop has to be washed and another burn card picked out? So we need to look at that for
Yeah.
sure.
And I can say this, and I know most of our listeners would probably not be involved, but listen, there's one dealer per table, one voice for the table, because these situations become very chaotic. Everybody's screaming, everybody thinks they know what they saw, and when the floor comes over, it's like the dealer can't even get a word in. And
Right.
the first 5 minutes, the dealer is just trying to shut everybody up. I'm sorry, the floor is trying to shut everybody up so they can figure out what's going on. It's like, close your mouth and just let the dealer talk.
Yeah, and we kind of have to remind ourselves of that, right? We just are thinking we're helping, but really you're making more mayhem. And sometimes you just need to relax a minute, give the dealer a chance to explain. If the dealer is not explaining it correctly, then intervene. But like Joyce says, everybody shouting or talking loudly or even just talking all at once to the floor is never going to be productive. And it never works out well, does it?
No, and if Floor knows how to coordinate the investigation, we'll call it, right? So after the dealer speaks, the floor will ask
Right.
first the players in the hand, and then the floor will be like, "Time out, everybody, shut up." And they will ask everybody individually, but with everybody speaking on top of each other, how's the floor going to hear anything? They
Right.
don't hear anything.
And it makes it worse for the dealer who's already feeling bad enough that this has happened. And if they're new, you're making them more nervous, which is never good for a new dealer or the players at that table. So just keep that in mind, folks. Be helpful, but also remember to let the dealer have a chance to express what took place for sure. Be reminded, Papa Poker will be back with us on Saturday. And I also wanted to remind everybody that Kevin Mathers has been tweeting out the last, well, I think all the 4 years I've been doing the summer coverage, about a guy that does laundry, the laundry guy. It's Express Laundry, and his number is 702 927 1778. And you guys will remember that that is the service that Kevin Mathers has recommended the last few years. So again, Express Laundry, they'll pick up your laundry wherever you are and bring it back the next day. So definitely wanted to remind folks of that service as well. Joey, we're going to let you go ahead with your lesson because I see TJ's in here and I know he wants to go out to a poker tournament. So I'm going to let you go ahead with your poker lesson and then we'll get right over to TJ.
Okay, awesome. So today we're going to talk about game selection is a skill. And I'm going to read from the 30-Day Poker Coach and then we'll reflect. A lot of poker players spend years trying to squeeze extra value out of tiny strategic spots while ignoring one of the biggest profit levers in the game, choosing better games. That is like trying to become a better hunter while refusing to leave the empty woods. Game selection is a real skill. It does not get enough respect because it's not flashy, but a decent player in a soft game can earn more than a very strong player in a brutal one. That is not weakness. That is economics. We do not have to beat every table. We just have to prove we belong in every lineup. You do not get points for sitting in a game full of killers while pretending it is all about pride. If your edge is small, the stress is higher, the variance is rougher, and the environment is giving away very little, why would you force it? Tough games have a feeling. Too many competent regulars. Very few obvious mistakes. Players who understand pressure. Players who notice patterns. Lots of 3-betting, clean hand reading, balanced aggression, and little emotional leakage. You can still win there sometimes, sure, but your edge is usually thinner. Soft games have a feeling. Limpers, curiosity calls, emotional gamblers, tourists, calling stations. We see distracted players. We see passive players who telegraph strength and weakness. And we see people who overvalue medium hands. And of course, we see those players who hate folding. These are the environments where solid fundamentals become a printing press. Now, this is something also that a lot of people overlook. Seat selection. So seat selection matters too. If possible, sit where the weaker players are on your right. I know it's common sense for a lot of people, but I can't tell you how many times when somebody's going to sit at a cash table and they see weaker players at the table that they don't ask the dealer for a seat change chip. You need to, because you really want those weaker players on your right and the tougher players. And the toughest player is not making your life miserable from the seat on your left. So you really don't want that tough player on your left. This is common sense, but so many people overlook it. That one simple adjustment can change the whole texture of a session. And game selection is not only about the table, it's about you. Sometimes the game is good, but your energy is not. If you're tired, unfocused, emotionally heavy, or not mentally sharp, then even a good game can become the wrong game for that version of you. Professionals do not stay in bad lineups out of ego. They make business decisions. They understand that the easiest money in poker often comes from finding the right battlefield, not proving you can survive in the worst one. So, we all know that saying, and if you've never heard it before, you're going to have to listen to it because it is what it is. If you're sitting at a cash game and you can't identify who the fish is, well, finish the line, Sherry. Who's the fish, right?
You are definitely the fish.
Right? It's you. Now, let's speak in terms of professional sports, right? Take anything. Take tennis or golf. Golf is a good one, right? If you are a pro golfer and I gave you a mission, go out and pretty much guarantee that you're going to destroy the field. Would you go play with your fellow pro golfers, or would you just go to the local community golf course and find a foursome of people that don't even know who you are and play with them? Poker is the same exact way. I always advise my mentees, if you're going to play cash or tournaments, whatever your skill level is, go down a notch or two. And it's an ego thing. A lot of people don't want to because they know they can compete in the better fields. But if you want to guarantee a cash, if you want to guarantee or make the odds the best in your favor that you're going to have a positive, very profitable cash session, go down in stakes. Go to where you graduated from. All right. We came from there. We know we conquered it and we moved up in stakes, but why play on a level playing field when you're playing in a sport where you can enter any event you want? Hence why yesterday in a $600 bracelet event, you saw Foxen in there, you saw Daniel Grano. At one point, I had 7 bracelets at one table. At another point, I had 9 WSOP rings, counting mine, plus 2 of them were main event ring owners. There's a reason why these players are playing below their skill level, because they destroy the field. You should be the one that destroys the field, not the one trying to keep up with it. And that is today's lesson.
Awesome. Thank you, Joey.
You're welcome.
Good food for thought for sure. And what's your lesson tomorrow, bud?
Tomorrow. Oh, we all love this one. Do not chase losses.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Joey. Appreciate that
Appreciate you.
lesson.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, TJ, could you request a microphone in that bottom left corner? It'll be the easiest way to get up here on the speaker panel. If you could just request that microphone in the bottom left corner, TJ, that'll be great. Hey, Isaac, are you there, buddy?
Calling station here. How's everybody?
I'm good. How are you, bud?
Apparently within signal finally. I don't know. Kind of
Did you
scared.
find a Chick-fil-A parking lot?
Nah, I ripped the router out of a Starbucks and I'm wearing it like a backpack
I
as
love
I
it. All
travel
right.
around.
I'm glad you made it. Glad you made it. Let me introduce TJ because he definitely is going to try to get out to a tournament this morning, and we want him to be ready to take it down. So TJ is joining us. He has multiple degrees, including a physics degree, creative writing degree. He recently left poker.org, the poker.org team, and joined forces with the WSOP team. He has 3.7 million in total life earnings on the Hinton Mob. I recently interviewed him, so please go check out that interview on my YouTube channel. We'll get a link on my Twitter page because this is just going to be kind of a let's catch up and see what he's doing and ask him some questions we have lingering in the ether about what's going on at the WSOP. So, welcome, TJ. How are you?
Doing very well, Sherry. Thanks for having me. Happy WSOP summer camp from Vegas. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we definitely can hear you fine. Thank you so much. How's your poker going? Are you having much of a chance to play?
Oh, yeah. I'm playing bigger and more than ever before, doing what Joey says not to do, chasing losses out here in the desert, but having a great time.
All right, so what are you playing today?
Heading in for the $1,500 Super Turbo Bounty that starts at 10 a.m., which is an absurd time for a poker player, but I'm always up early. And then Plan B, I believe there's a 3K, either a 2K or a 3K. I don't know. We take them one day at a time, but we're playing everything. It's a no-limit day today.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Although it seems to be Jeff Platt's specialty, I have to bring up parking gate at the WSOP. Um, on Thursday, somebody tweeted at me that they were only letting 7 stars do valet at the Horseshoe. Was that because the lot was full, or are they just going to do 7 stars all summer now? Do you
That's
know?
news. That's news to me. First I heard. I don't usually use the valet, so I'm out of that world. I know it's always 7 star/diamond there, if I remember right, but
Right.
I don't
Right.
know. I don't know if that's a change just because of the overwhelming demand. That would be a Caesars decision, not a WSOP decision. And
Right.
if that's the case, I'm sure it's just because there's so many people heading over there because of parking gate, as you so put it.
Right. And honestly, it has happened before. I'm a Diamond member. And so I have tried to go park there before, and they're like, oh, we're full. So we're only taking 7 stars. So I kind of feel like that's what's taking place. And I would be curious to see if they're letting Diamond members park there or if they've changed it all summer to 7 stars. So anyway, and of course, it is Caesar's decision, but it is definitely affecting those going to the WSOP. Have you been getting stuck in the parking lot, or you been okay getting out?
Well, there's some tips that are helpful. I haven't been stuck too much. I usually enter from the horseshoe side, and if you go to the right gate, and you scan your card there when you enter in, that scanner works. And so if it scans you in on your way out, then you don't even have to swipe. It'll read your driver's license and your license
Plate.
plate and just let you out because it connects your license plate to that card, and then you don't have to deal with it. That said, obviously, if you're sitting in line with a bunch of people, then you have to wait for them to deal with it. But if you
Right.
exit that third floor garage on the horseshoe side, it's usually, a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this because it's a well-known secret. There's usually far fewer people waiting in line. So those two things have helped me get out pretty quickly. But it also helps if you bust before the end of the night, and then you don't have to beat the crowd.
Right. Well, we don't want to do that. Or you're there at the final two because you're there later than everybody else.
Yeah, either of those. If you can just not exit when 3,000 other people are exiting, that's a good way to avoid it.
Heck yeah. Okay, so I haven't seen any tweets or news about the submitting of Hall of Fame nominations. Is there a new process, rules? Are we going to hear about any of that soon or what? Do you know?
No new process as far as I'm aware. I'm obviously not the only one making that decision. I think it'll be
Sure.
the same this year. Nothing's changing. It just hasn't been brought up yet. It's a little bit early in the day, a little bit early in the summer, but no changes to report.
Okay, perfect. Also, and these are questions people are asking me to ask, so just that's why they're kind of all over the place. Chrissy, God bless her, and her great bracelet win. She had a patch on that was for the We Poker company or group or whatever. It's WPK.com. And when you go to that site, they have like when you scroll down a little ways, they have the Mike Sexton and WPT trophy there. So are they, do you know if they're associated with the WPT and why would the WPT not have a patch approved, but that one's approved if they're associated with the WPT?
I'd be venturing a guess, and I'll do my best here. I don't speak on behalf of their company
Of
or who they're
course.
connected to, so I'd hate to do so. I'll say this: the patch process obviously got a lot of scrutiny before. There was very, very few patches that were denied. Only a few that I even know of. Large majority, 99%
Right.
plus, were approved, and even WPT itself was not one that was denied, as far as I'm aware. Again, I wasn't in charge of that approval process. It was just a very, very few. And if, for obvious reasons, ESPN getting involved and WSOP wanting to protect themselves as much as possible from something that happened like
As
last
they
year.
should, as they should. Just there must be a little confusion then, because when we spoke with Matt Savage a few days ago, he did say that the WPT patch was not an approved patch. So I'm not sure where the breakdown of communication is there, but just an FYI for you.
As far as I know, the Club WPT Gold was absolutely not
Right.
allowed, but those are completely two separate companies. And if
Right.
WPT was also unallowed, I was unaware, but mostly probably because of the connection or the perceived connection between the two, if that was the case. But again, speaking a little bit out of my butt here, not involved with the WSOP bracelet approval or the patch approval at all, just in the room as the conversations happen.
Sure. And I'm also bringing it up so that you're kind of aware of what is being said. Not necessarily because I'm trying to hold you to the carpet for answers. You know what I mean? And maybe you can message me later if you hear something so that I can get that info out.
Well, you know me. I try to be as transparent and honest with people as possible. It's part of my role, and I try not to hide anything. We're also a part of a multinational corporation here that's much bigger than we ever have been before. So it's tough to disseminate information and to know what everyone's priorities are. But I try to be a conduit and an open invitation for people to communicate with me. And I'm extremely tied in with stuff that's happening on Twitter and on the socials. So it's something that I care about a lot. I'm a player first, and I have all these same questions and issues, and I'm by no means a WSOP apologist who just walks around and pretends like everything's perfect. We can't improve if we don't know what the issues and concerns are. So yes, I have the same priorities that you and your fans do.
Well, and we appreciate that. And I do appreciate you taking the questions and letting us know for sure. And of course, DM me anytime if you find any updates on what we're talking about. I'd appreciate it because I too like to disseminate the correct information and also put out some of those fires that the social media likes to stir up when there's really is no smoke nor fire. So I definitely am on the side of let's get the correct information out there. And I also am of the fan of asking the sources, right? And not assuming. So there seems to be some complaints about the live feed tables and the streaming and blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to read some of the complaints And, I'm sure you know all about them, but for my listeners' sake, I'm just going to read out some of the complaints. So, broadcasting too late in the evening, too long of breaks in the coverage, excessive delays, lack of live updates, not enough mixed games, not enough streams. One of the prior promises made before the live feed was as the live feed was going to start happening in the days leading up to it, that the experience in person was going to be better, and some are saying that it's worse. So, you know, tell us why. Like, what do you see it as? Not only a person that's working there, but just as an observer. For me, I think it's just new people doing a new job and a new set and new companies involved. Is it anything more than just that?
I think that is the broad scope, and the short answer is, growing pains. It
Right.
is a completely new company. People talk about. I heard someone say it's like we've never streamed the WSOP before, and we're starting brand new. That's not true. Obviously, we got some people involved who've been here, but it is an entirely new production team, and working
Right.
cross continental with the Asian team from GG. And Jeff Platt heading the helm. First of all, I would follow that man into the depths of hell. He has the best heart and only wants to grow the game. And so when he's taking the lightning rod of all these complaints, just know that he cares probably more than you do, because this is what he wanted to do with the WSOP, and he's personally passionate about it. And I know it's a little bit of a meme that Jeff keeps saying, we're going to get better, we're going to get better. I truly believe that's true. I think there's a ton of growing pains right now, and a bunch of different priorities. Some people don't want to watch mixed games at all, and so for if we start showing a bunch of mixed games, then the complaints will be nobody wants to watch this, and viewership's going to go down. And then if we only show No Limit Hold'em, you hear the opposite. And social media is just drawn to negativity, obviously. And I'm not saying that the complaints are not valid. I personally want to watch a ton of mixed games. I just know, and I've heard their plans and what they're going to do and what it's going to be, and I can say that a lot of these things are going to be addressed and improved. I wish it would happen year one and we were just ready to hit the ground running and address all these issues from the start. It's not the case. There's going to be some growing pains as we figure out what we can accomplish and as we put processes and systems in place to allow for it. I would love to see somewhat of an ESPN red zone style where every final table is capable of being streamed and you can flip back and forth between which tables you want, and we have a commentator on every stream and everything's highlighted, and we're going to move in that direction. Right now, this is very early goings on of the plan. As far as the live viewership and what it's like in what the new mothership is, I think the set is amazing, and I personally think it is an upgrade from viewership in the past. That said, I know I've sweated a couple final tables of friends, and it's kind of tough to see what's going on, and you really wish that if standing there as a viewer, you could see what the cards were, you could see what the action is, but I don't think that's a step down from what it used to be. I think it's very similar, but I think the stage is a little more accessible. I think there's way more space. I think it's open to spectators. I think the lighting is much better, and there are overhead cameras that you can see the cards face up on the table just like there was in the past, and there's a lot more graphics. When somebody gets eliminated, it shows a lot of stats, how many bracelets they have, their earnings. I think the viewership is improved there on the stage for those that haven't been at the set yet, but there's a lot of things we can do better. I 100% agree, but I do, if I had to put my money on it, I say it's only going to get better from here on out this year, but also in future years.
Well, and I agree because I really, for me, and of course I'm not there, but I'm just listening to it from all angles, right? I get messages, I read tweets, I say whatever. And for me, is it's just a bunch of, and this is no disrespect, but it's just a bunch of newbies trying to figure it out as they go. Like there's been no practice run. You guys hit the ground running. That shit got installed. And guess what? The switch was pushed up and on, and here we are live. And it's kind of unfair to have a certain level of standard when you have a whole new system, group, company's ownership. in place. It's really not fair to the ones that are trying to pull it all together and make it great for us. So I say we need to be a little more patient in understanding that it is new and it is new and it is new. And I appreciate your words on the topic for sure. Is there anything you want to tell us about that's upcoming or you want us to know about?
Well, for me personally, I'm going to be a little selfish here and say, like I said, I have very little to do with the bracelet events. I'm the circuit manager, so the summer
Right.
is sort of my time where there's no circuits running, so it allows me to play a bit more. I'm playing every day, and I'm doing the daily vlogs are back on my Torching with TJ YouTube channel, just TJ Reid Poker. So if you want to follow my journey throughout the summer, come over daily vlogs, and I'm giving away a main event seat for free. If I can hit 10,000 subscribers before the main event starts, and then I'll give away a main event seat to one of those subscribers. So if you
I
haven't already
love
followed
that.
me, just come over, hit the sub button. It's free, and hopefully you like the content too. As far as the summer goes, the streams are going to get better. Once the main event rolls, I think everyone's going to be very happy with the way that they cover the main event. But honestly, my main point is that me and Jeff are listening. We hear all these complaints. We care. Like, we're sitting in the parking garage with you. We're watching the streams with you, and you have, at least in the two of us, people that are players first and hear all these things. And it's not just something that we roll our eyes at and ignore. We're in group chats every day trying to make things better. And I appreciate that the standards are high for the WSOP and for ESPN, and that's why people complain, because they feel like we should be the best. At least that's my perspective, is that we shouldn't be a bunch of noobs running around trying to figure things out on the fly. We should be the best. And if we have anything to say about it, we will be.
And guess what? I believe in that. I believe in the crew for sure. You guys are all hardworking, and I do know you have our best interest in mind. And when I say our, I mean the player's best interest in mind, because you are one yourself. So I know that it's a priority for you. Can we talk rake for a minute?
Yeah, shoot, talk rake.
Okay. All right. So we talked about rake yesterday on air, and we went through not only the WSOP tournaments, but tournaments all around town and discussed what the rakes were. And I mean, at all of them: the Wind, Venetian, Golden Nugget, South Point, Aria, MGM. We talked about all the rakes everywhere. And then I was seeing Andrew Moreno, as well as another gentleman, I can't think of his name. He made a video about the rake and had a unique point of view that, who cares about the rake and that no one cares about the rake, which I kind of think is, I think he was trolling. But anyway, I just want to say to my listeners, first of all, who've been listening the last 4 summers, you've heard us talk about the WSOP rakes. And maybe 2 years ago, we would say the WSOP rake was 8% for such and such tournament. And then we would remind you to look at the fine print because there's a staff fee on top of that. Well, I'm happy to say that this year, that staff fee is noted next to where you see the buy-in on the clock page of a tournament on the WSOP app. You click on the tournament, you come to the clock page. If you scroll down just a couple of spaces, so to speak, you'll see the buy-in. And the buy-in is broken down to the rake and the staff fee. And they're both together. And that's the first time we've noticed it. And guess what? It's helpful to the players that it's being done that way, because now we don't have to remind them, but check the fine print. It's all there clear as day. Now, ASG, did you want to talk about something about the rake for the $1,500 monster stack? Did you have something to bring up about that or no?
Not really. I mean, Andrew Moreno and others had some. I guess it was listing.
I'm sorry, say that again, ASG. It's hard to hear you, buddy. Oh, he may have lost contact. And I think part of it is confusing, right? Because people are trying to add up the numbers and do the math, and they're saying, on the front end, or before you toggle into a tournament's full details on the app, and the bottom right, it shows the prize pool. But then when you click on that tournament and you go to the clock page, a lot of times the prize pool is a different amount. And you guys, what you have to realize is that amount, if they're already starting to pay people, what they've already paid people is deducted from that prize pool. So that's not the prize pool if they've already started payouts. The prize pool is going to be on the list of tournaments before you toggle into a specific tournament. That's the prize pool, the whole prize pool. Anything you want to add to that, TJ?
Yeah, I answered a similar question yesterday. That's basically what these multi-day, multi-flight tournaments where you hit the money before multiple flights combine is they treat them sort of as individual tournaments on the back end. So like day 2 of the Monster, for example, we started paying people out when they hit 15%, and then they play it all the way down to like 6 or 7%. So all of that money, all those min cashes and a couple pay jumps gets removed from the prize pool. And then day 3, when all the flights combine, they kind of create a brand new prize pool of all the money that's remaining. And so that's why that number you see on like a day 3 after everybody combines does not equal all the tournament's players' money combined, right? So a lot of that money is removed.
Right.
So I know that's a little confusing. That's the way they set it up on the back end. We're not stealing $3 million from the prize pool and hiding it. That's just money that went to the players already. To alleviate that concern. As far as like not caring what the rake is, I don't think he was trolling. I think some people genuinely feel that way. I disagree completely. You should always care what the rake is. You should know where your when it comes to gambling, you should know where your money's going and what your profitability is, and if you can beat the event and that sort of thing. But I do think some people genuinely like, rake doesn't really matter. If you have a chance to pull $1 million, that's why people play the lottery every year, right? Because hey, I know it's a terrible bet. I know it's a horrible bet, but on the off chance that I win, it's worth the negative EV that I'm paying because I can pull $1 million. But I disagree with that perspective. You should care what the rake is. You should know what it is. You should be able to see it if you want to, and then you should vote with your wallet.
Absolutely. And we did talk about that yesterday, and I tried to stress the importance of knowing that rate because, if you have 2 $500 tournaments, are you going to go play the tournament that has a 30% rake or a 17% rake? I mean, come on, it's simple math, people, right? We talked about that yesterday. And you want to support the operators that are taking less from your pocketbook. So anyway, I totally agree with what you're saying. And at first I thought the guy was serious in that video, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name. I want to say it was Brandon. But anyway, but then the more I thought about it, I thought, I don't know, it could be a troll. But I truly believe, like you do, you got to know about the rake. You got to be aware.
Yeah, you should also be aware that like you compared 2 tournaments, like a 30% and a 17%, but a lot of people care about things other than just the profitability. Like, what's the venue like? What's the service like? How good are the dealers? What's the app like that runs the software? Do they run Bravo? Do they have amenities there? Is there going to be 3 times as many players so that I have a chance at a big prize pool? So there's a lot of considerations. Rake should be one of them.
100%. And we talked about that as well. And you know what? I guarantee you, I'm going to go play a tournament at a place that the rake is higher at because I just want to go play there with my friends. And guess what? That's my decision, but it's an informed decision. We want all the data, and then we decide why we're going to go there to play or why not. We're going to, why we aren't going to go there to play. And I'm with you. We have to take all those things into consideration for sure. Anybody on my panel have any questions or comments for TJ so we can let him go to his tournament? Joey or ASG, any questions or comments?
I just wanted to thank you, TJ, for all that you do. I'm one of your secret trollers, followers. I'm always behind you all the time. I may not comment on your stuff, but I am always watching and listening and giving you kudos all the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Joey. I appreciate that. Even though you busted me out of the whatever it was at Thunder Valley on the very first hand of the day, I still have nothing but love for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oopsie. Go ahead, ASG.
Yeah. So I know, you said you can't please anybody, but yeah, as somebody pointed out, almost half of all the World Series events are no limit events. So I really wish there was more coverage of that. There have been uh, tables that have ended in the end stream, and then there's also like, especially during the long breaks, I don't see any reason why you couldn't cut to other tables that aren't on those breaks instead of just having the long breaks and stream coverage. Uh, yeah, so just yeah, overall, I would like to see more mixed game coverage and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm the same. I also would like to see more mixed game coverage as somebody who loves mixed games. I think there's a balance between what we can do, what we are doing. And it's not like Jeff Platt is out here just saying, no, cancel the mixed games. Nobody wants that. That's absolutely not true. I hate to speak on the technical side or the decisions about why it's happening, but I do know that that is the plan long term, and being able to cut to more tables and being able to show more is the plan long term. I think the PPC is going to get quite a bit of coverage, but I agree that it's a miss, and I think that there's been a couple streams that featured a lot of mixed game crushers. Like, I would have loved to watch Alan Kessler try to win a bracelet, as well as 1,000 other people out there who are rooting him on or hating him. And the fact that we weren't able to do so is really sad. So I would like to get to the point that we have way more bracelet events streamed than just like a single one. And I know everyone feels the same, and I'm sorry that it's not the case yet. But you're right. I'll say that.
Okay, and also, yeah, just in general, is there a reason like why during these long breaks they aren't going to other tournaments that aren't on the breaks that they have some coverage for? Like, for example, I think they had the 25K final table and the 25K six max the other day, and then one of them went on an hour-long break, and instead of saying, "Oh, I guess we're going to focus on these other tables that aren't on breaks," they just went on an hour-long break. Do you know why that's the way it's working?
I could make some guesses, but I don't have a comment on that just because I don't know for sure. I'm not part of the production. I'm not part of that conversation and decisions in the moment. So I wish I had an answer for you. And if I find one, if I hear, I'll share it with Sherry so that she can share it with you. But I don't know for sure. I imagine it's either lack of production resources or planning so that they can swing from one to the other. Maybe it has to do with unions needing breaks as far as their team. Like, you have to take an hour-long break yourself as part of the production team. I'm not sure. So I'd be guessing, and I'll try and find out for you.
That's what I
Thank you
think
very
it
much.
is. I think they go on dinner break when the players go on dinner break, and the only solution you have to that is having multiple sets of staff members. So you have one group of staff members assigned to table one in the production area, another set of staff members, production crew for table two, and then for table three, I think would be the only solution. And that's a lot of coordinating. But anyway, that's my theory. I think they go on break when the players go on break, but I certainly don't know for sure. So anything you want to let us know about that, we would appreciate. All right, I'm
You
going to
got it.
let you.
So,
You
and
bet,
finally, do
buddy.
you know what's up with that hand skipping? It happened like twice, at least, and it was just weird, I guess, where they showed the same hand twice. Do you know what happened there, or do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see that on
Okay.
stream. If it's it sounds like if that's the case, it was just a production mistake and trying to cut to the right place. And like, if you're working on a multiple hour delay, you're trying to cut to the correct place. And I'm sure it was just a production mistake. There's no reason I can imagine that was intentional, obviously.
Oh, obviously it wasn't intentional, but I think it just goes with the what's the quote unquote live coverage of them showing stuff with what you're saying production. So then they cut to a table, and then because like it's not really live, they then cut back, and then it's like back at the prior.
Yeah, we're gonna put that, like DNEG says, on the oopsie meter. I would guess would just be the answer.
100%. Yep.
All right, TJ. Appreciate you giving your time this morning, and I wish you luck. And come back and tell us some more info in a week or two, and we would love to hear from you.
I appreciate you having me. I appreciate you guys are all passionate poker fans, and this is a big time of year for all of us. And I'm right here in the thick of it, in the mix of it. And I promise you that if, as far as I can do, we'll deliver the best product ever. And I know there's a lot of room for growth right now, and I do firmly believe it's only going to get better. I wouldn't have taken this job if I didn't believe that they have, growing the game's interest at heart. This connection with ESPN, bringing them in. They really do want to make the game better and grow it. Now, that's not to say they're not a for-profit business and they're trying to make money at the same time. Both things can be true at the same time. But I believe we're in good hands, and I wouldn't be a part of the company if I didn't truly believe that.
Well, and I believe in what you're saying as well. And, we're here to support you for sure. We're here to support you and your efforts and Jeff's efforts. And, it's all on our behalf. So we're thankful as well. So appreciate you, TJ. You have a
Yeah,
good
we
day.
love you.
All right.
Love you,
Thanks, y'all.
TJ.
Love you
You
guys
bet.
as well. Have a great day. I'm going bounty hunting. We'll talk soon.
Go
Yeah,
take it
get
down.
ready.
I love it. I love it. TJ Reid, folks. TJ Reid. Appreciate his time and effort and willingness to talk about those topics that are sometimes hard to talk about. What's not going perfect? And we all want perfect, but guess what? We're not perfect, and it's okay. They're doing the best they can. They're probably exhausted, and it's only day 15, and we got 53 days. Go ahead, Joey.
Okay, so two topics that you covered that I know some information about.
Yes, sir.
First is We Poker. So We Poker is a Chinese language based online platform that shares the same player pool as WPT Global and Poker King. So even though they're not part of WPT, they share that player pool, and they put up the WPT stuff to entice all the Chinese players come play with the WPT Gold crowd. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the valet. So Horseshoe, 100% told me right to my face. I'm a Diamond Plus member. They said we're only doing 7 stars now for the rest of the summer. That's what they said.
Oh, man.
I know.
Holy
Paris,
smokes.
I have not tried to valet again in Paris, where I usually valet. I've never seen that. I've never seen Paris full any summer, and this time, for the first time ever, it was full. So that's very interesting.
I'm
But they
going to
did
tell
not
you.
say anything about diamond or anything or 7 stars. They were just full. That's it.
Well, thank you for those updates, especially the 7 star at the Horseshoe, because I have people that'll come to be with me and I'm like, just valet park and we'll use my diamond card for you to have free parking while you're visiting with me. So that is good to know because we'll not be happy campers. But I might suggest, and plug your ears if you don't want me to tell this to the audience, but um, you know, oh, what the hell's the name of the casino right across the Cromwell? The Cromwell is a Caesar's property, and right next to that is the Flamingo. And you could just walk from the valet, from both of those, just cross the street, and you're right at the valet door of the Horseshoe. So maybe the play would be to actually valet at the Cromwell or at the Flamingo
So
and just walk across the street.
the Cromwell is no longer the Cromwell. It is now the Vanderpump.
Oh, that's correct. Are they
Yeah.
still a Caesar's property? I don't know then. I didn't
Yes,
think
they
about
are,
it.
100%.
Okay. Okay.
And you're forgetting one that's even closer than both of them, Planet Hollywood.
Oh, I don't think that's closer. You got to walk outside and come all the way around the mulberry bush. This, you just have to go across the street.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Planet Hollywood is, across the street from Paris. You walk through the mall. And the valet brings you right by the mall. So I think it's about the same walk. But
No way, dude.
no, you
No
don't think
way.
so? All right.
No way.
Mm.
It's a good possibility, though, but I'm doing the Cromwell or the Flamingo because it's literally across the street.
Mhm.
Literally across the street. But Planet Hollywood is definitely an option as well. And guess what? Those garages are not going to be as busy as Horseshoe or Paris. So why not just walk across the street? You're going to be right at that same door with valet at the Horseshoe. So yeah, that's my suggestion, folks.
The
For
other
what
thing
it's
is on the
worth.
garage. So when you're leaving the garage, there are 3 lanes. The
Okay.
middle lane, the room key scanner and your diamond card or platinum card scanner or 7 card scanner is not working. You have to press the button, call them, and tell them. But
Oh
the
my
right lane and the
God.
left lane are working. It's just so
Oh my
confusing.
God. All right, people. So stay out of the middle lane at that garage. Just do the left or the right, left or the right, left or the right, left or the right. Just get that in your brains like you're in the army. Left, right, left, left, right, left. I can just imagine somebody gonna say, I was at the parking garage and all I could hear you singing is left, right, left. Uh, which, hey, if that gets you out of that parking lot faster, please sing it to yourselves. Um, Thank you for those updates, Joey. Very helpful information for sure. I wanted to make mention that I had tried to get Haley Hanna on for an interview a few months ago. And I think we actually had it scheduled 2 or 3 times and she changed it. And then unfortunately, there was the big blow up about her husband. So, of course, you know, she probably didn't want to interview at that point, and no big deal whatsoever, completely understandable. But I had bought 2 of her books. Some of you guys might not realize she has a book with poetry, and she goes under and she has said this publicly, so I'm not spilling the beans, but her writer's name, what do you call that, ghost writer's name, so to speak, is H.C. Meyer. And so I had bought 2 of her books to give away when I was going to interview her in the space. I was going to give 2 of her books away. And it's actually, the title of it is 26, the number 2 and 6. And so I'm going to give those 2 books away as Splash the Pot items at the meetup game, folks. So there's 2 more items on that list of things for the meetup game. So looking forward to it. I also want to go over the
Pen name.
junior. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I just want to say pen
Oh,
name.
I'm sorry. It was ASU. What'd you say, bud?
Pen name. Pen name.
I still couldn't understand what he said.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. It's really muffled and hard to hear you, ASG. I could not hear you. Joey, did you understand what he said?
I did not. It was muffled.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
Sorry.
sorry. If you want to get back to us, we'll certainly entertain whatever you want to tell us, bud. I do want to go over the generous offer that KerryJane Craigie gave us. She, of course, is the director of the Hippodrome Casino Card Room in London. And I have figured out how we're going to do the giveaway. So I want to explain it because I do want word to get out of how we're going to give away this wonderful poker package to the Hippodrome Casino and Card Room in London. So the prize package is a ticket to the boot camp and the supper on October 17th and a €300 seat into the ladies event on 10/18 or October the 18th. So that's the package. No airfare or lodging is included. Um, and of course, I want to make sure that this gets into the hands of somebody that's going to use it, right? So if you're not planning to go to London, this does not apply to you. But maybe you want to plan to go to London if you could win this, right? So uh, it is amazing. So this is what we're going to do to give it away. And it's going to be ladies only because it's a ladies weekend at the Hippodrome Casino and Card Room. It is ladies weekend. So this is a ladies only giveaway. Sorry, gents. Ladies, if you attend, or gentlemen, if your lady attends, like I know Colette's going to attend the meetup game, and she wants to put her name in, the hat for the seat, and the boot camp. Any lady that attends the meetup game and will use those items, take advantage of that package, in other words, is going to get 10 entries into the drawing. If you attend the meetup game, you get 10 entries into that drawing. And again, if you have no plans to go, then you shouldn't be in the drawing. Even if you attend the meetup game, if you're not going to London, you shouldn't be in the drawing because it's non-transferable. Okay. It's going to go to the person who's going to use it. So we got to be clear about that. The other way you can earn entries, and this is targeting people, like we've had Tanya Masters from Ireland. I interviewed her not long ago, right? Ms. Zolti was on last week with us, last week with us. They're both, she's in outside of London. So, and she's not coming to the WSOP, but Tanya is. I don't know if she'll be here when the meetup game is. I can't remember. But anyway, I also want to give opportunity because we want to make sure this package is given away and used so we get more things like it in the future. That's why I'm opening it up for anybody to come into either the June 12th or the June 19th space for a chance to win 3 entries on each of those dates. So what's going to happen, we're going to do old-fashioned spaces style of the way I give away things. And that is we're going to ask you to probably retweet the space. And then during the time you're in the space at just arbitrary times, I'm going to take a photo at several times during that space. And if you're in that photo of people in the space, then, and you retweet the space, then you're going to get 3 entries into that drawing. And you could do that twice, which means you could get 6 entries into the drawing. And guess what? If you're going to attend the meetup game, you could also get an additional 10. So you could get 16 entries, right? If you're not attending the meetup game, you could only get those 6 entries. Or if you don't go to both spaces, you can only get 3 entries. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope I conveyed all the ins and outs of that, but really it's to give people opportunity, right? And we don't want that prize package not to be used. And we want to encourage people to come to the meetup game, right? To have that opportunity. And if they do come, they should have a little bit more entries. So, did I explain that well enough, Joey? Did you understand what I said? Does all that make
100%. No,
sense?
100%. We got it. So just say the
Okay.
date again so everybody knows.
Okay, so the meetup game is June 26th at the Bellagio at 2 p.m. The spaces that you can show up to earn 3 entries is June 12th and June the 19th. So this Friday and next Friday. Those 2 spaces, the female can show up to and follow the directions we'll disseminate that day and get 3 entries into the drawing. If you come to both Fridays, you'll get 6 entries. Come to the meetup game, an additional 10 entries. So, and I will be repeating that hopefully in a shorter form as we go on. I'm sorry, it's just a lot of information, but I also want to stress how important it is that somebody use that package. We want folks to give us those kinds of things. So we want to make sure that we have enough, reach to folks that are going to be in London or fly over to London, plan to attend now that they won this thing. So there we are. So good luck, ladies, on that. I'm excited to have that opportunity for someone in our community. Don't forget, Friday, HCL's $1 Million Game is going to be at the WSOP, and Keating, Texas Mike, Cabrillo, Santosh, Peter, and other folks will be playing that $1 Million Game that HCL is going to host at the WSOP. What a great opportunity. Unfortunately, they're going to be done doing those by the time I get there. I'm kind of upset about that because I really would like to go check out the set while they're doing it. Okay. Joey, you have anything to bring up? I just want
I
to make
was
sure.
I was just going to let you know that I'm about to jump in the car to drive over to South Point to meet some dealers and play in that $300, $300K multi-flight. And for some reason, when I switch over to Android Auto, my mic won't work. So for the next 25 minutes, I'll be just listening.
No
Okay.
problem. I appreciate you and good luck. And if we're off air by the time you come back, don't worry about it. Focus on your tournament and winning it.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. All right. ASG, anything you'd like to bring up before I go on to the tournaments?
Nope. I was trying to say pet name before.
Oh, pet name. Thank you.
Pen, P-E-N.
Oh, pen name. Yes, pen name. Thank you. Not Ghost Rider, pen name. Thank you. I appreciate that for sure. All right, we're going to go look at what's going on at the WSOP. At 10 a.m. is event number 31, day one, $1,500 Super Turbo Bounty No Limit Tournament. Good luck, TJ, in that one. At 11 a.m. is event number 28, the final day of the $600 Mixed No Limit Pot Limit Omaha Deep Stack. There is 1.6 million in the prize pool, 3,332 folks entered. 132 remain, 204,000 at the top for the winner. Leading the way as far as chip stacks are concerned is Daryl Fish with 4 million. Brian Rast in second place with 2.5 million. D Nags in fourth with 2.2 million. At sixth is Alex Foxon at 7. John Holly from the Golf Coast. He is on a run this summer. As a matter of fact, the last 6 months. Also in 21st position, I know this is, of course, my phone's trying to ring. I know that many of you are huge fans of this guy, and I'm saying this facetiously because you guys never cease to tell me how you really feel. In number 21st position is Maurice Hawkins with 1.2 million. So good luck to all of those folks that are still in it to win it in that 600 mixed game. At 11 a.m., event number 18, day 4 is the $1,500 Monster Stack, 12.1 million in the prize pool, 11,933 folks or entries. 80 remain. There's 1.3 million in the prize pool. No, excuse me. 1.3 million waiting for the winner of that tournament. Valentine, I'm just going to spell his name, Vornicu, is in first place with 27.5 million. Here's one of those great names that people put in, Elon's Musk. Has 22.5 million in chips. Now, here's some other folks that are still in this tournament to win it. And it's pretty funny. Wine and Dynam is in it. Mr. Gamble Up, Apple Beignet, and Artful Monkey are all still in that tournament to win it. At 12 p.m. is the final day of event number 26, the $2,000 no limit tournament. There's 1.7 million in the prize pool, 968 entries, 12 remain. Irwan, I think it's Peck. I don't even know what it is. It's Pecheux, has 5.5 million. And I am also going to spell this gentleman's name, and last name is KAPNOPOULOS, has 4.7 million. So good luck to those folks still in it to win it. At 12 p.m., event number 29, day 2, the 50K High Roller No Limit 8-handed tournament, 4.9 million in the prize pool. There were 104 entries, 41 remain. Brian Breck is the chip leader with 1.9 million. Christopher Vogelsang has 1.4 million. Folks still in it to win it, Galen Hall, Stephen Chidwick, Corneth Katz, Kristen Foxon, our horse, Lucky Chewy, and Jesse Lowness is still in it to win it. And I'm just starting to wonder, ASG, if we just need to start cheering for our team to not get any points so we can get, I'm pretty sure there's a booby prize for the team that does the worst in that fantasy league. And that may be our goal. I'm not sure, but here we are. Event number 32 is day one. It starts at 12 p.m. of the $3,000 no limit tournament. At 1 p.m. is event number 30, day two. It's a $1,500 limit seven-handed tournament, $677,000 in the prize pool, 510 entries, 105 remain, 133,000 waiting for the winner. Laura Wolfoff is in first place. Go, Laura, go, with 312,000. A friend of Spaces from yesteryear, Ronnie Bardall, in second place with 296,000. Good luck, Ronnie. Some other notables, Elezra and Robert Mizraki. That name's going to haunt me all summer. ASG. Those two junks are still in it to win it as well. At 1 p.m., event number 27, the final day of the 10K Dealer's Choice Tournament. 1.5 million in the prize pool, 163 entries, 11 still remain, and there is 371,000 waiting for the winner of that tournament. There were no chip counts, but we are going to just mention some folks that are in it to win it. Jeremy Osmus, Bryce Yockey, which is one of our horses in our fantasy league, Chad Eversledge, and Nick Schulman are still in that tournament.
Yeah, I got some chip counts.
They must have posted them. Who's
Well,
in
I
first?
use Poker News. First place is Jake Schwartz at 1.89, Chad Eversledge at 1.445, and then Tomas Glusko at 1.3.
Nice.
That's the
Thank
numbers.
you.
And,
Appreciate that.
Bryce is in fifth with 750K.
Appreciate that. Event number 33 has a start at 2 p.m. day one of the 10K PLO High Low 8 or Better tournament. And that's what's going on around the WSOP today. And you know what? I didn't look up. I'll have to do this and we'll update it tomorrow. What tournaments completed and what winners we had yesterday. Sorry, folks. Just a brain fart. I'm not going to read over the tournaments around town because guess what? I want to move on to something else. So here we are, doing it Sherry's way. Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum on Charleston Boulevard in Las Vegas sounds like a place some of you might like to go if you're into that haunted stuff, spooky stuff, or just want the crap scared out of you. In the fall of 2017, Zach Baggins of the Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures opened the Haunted Museum in one of Las Vegas's oldest residences. Constructed in 1938 as a mansion for the banker Cyril Wangert and his family, the property most recently housed the Nevada Bar Association. Several weird urban legends have been connected to the home, along with rumors of satanic rituals. An area set up as a funeral parlor includes hand painted glass windows from the 1800s. Another room is full of circus themed puppet. Is a full circus themed puppet theater. One room features memorabilia and personal effects related to the famous serial killers Charles Manson, John Wayne Gacy, Richard Ramirez, and others. Another allows visitors to peek inside Dr. Kevorkian's Volkswagen death van. There is even an exhibit featuring objects previously owned by former Las Vegas residents and entertainers such as Michael Jackson and Liberace. For fans of Bagan's show, you will see the infamous doll Peggy, as well as the original staircase from the Indiana Demon House, as well as the Dybbuk box. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Visitors may even see Baggins strolling through the museum or gift shop. That is the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum. There are no kids under the age of 16 allowed. General admission is $54. Uh, RIP access is $88. Local military and senior price is $48. RIP local price, local military and seniors price is $82. And all access is you get a badge, a lanyard, a t-shirt, extended tour off limit areas. So that is the Haunted Museum for those that are into that spooky ass shit, and it's not me. You will not catch me there. If you ever want to make a prop bet, that would be the place to make me have to go, folks. Just for the record. Uh ASG, you have anything else you want to bring up and talk about, buddy?
Not really. Looks like MGM probably didn't hit their guarantee that we were talking about. They were at 200K with 2 hours left in registration of their guarantee, the 250K guarantee. So, yeah, there was probably some overlay there.
Oh, is the registration still up? I'm sorry if you said this already. I was
No, I was saying last night they had 200 out of the 250K met with 2 hours to go. So I'm assuming they didn't hit it.
Yeah, that's good for the players. And kudos to them because Sean McCormick is really hell bent on if we said this is our guarantee, that's what we get, that's what we're paying out. And kudos to the MGM family for honoring it because many places wouldn't. And I liked Sean's stance on that. And kudos to Sean McCormick and the MGM family for sure honoring that guarantee. Says a lot about that company for sure. Anything else you want to bring up, Bud?
Not right now.
All right. Well, we're going to end it so all of us can continue on with our day. Appreciate Joey's segment and TJ joining us and your effort with IT and poor Isaac's effort. He's working hard, driving around town doing his thing. And I know he gets frustrated with the technology and I feel bad for him for sure. It's just a pain in the butt, as you guys know. So, all right, folks, appreciate you. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Don't forget, Hibbs is going to join us, and we're going to talk about his Edge app, which can help to make your life a little easier as a poker player. We're also going to talk about his mark in the NFT world. Looking forward to getting to know him better. He's a cowboy. Him and his wife out herding cattle or something this past week. We'll hear all about that as well. So appreciate everybody that joined us. If you're listening in the future, appreciate you as well. If you're playing today, good luck, Barry. I see you down there. Good luck, buddy. If you're on the felt, good luck. If you're not, get outside, get some sunshine, get out of the back cave, aka the casino. Get some sunshine, touch a tree, take a walk, do something different today. Have a great day, y'all.